This is Mokacam Alpha3, an action camera that promised to deliver unbeatable quality and a flip screen, however disappointed with pretty much everything an action camera can fail at. Let's inspect. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael. And really nice to see you here, guys and girls. As usual, we are going to inspect cool tech and help you to make the right buying decision. And make it like that because, well, actually, today we have a lot of things to talk about and also some tough topics to discuss, which I'm going to push towards the end of this episode. So, what we're going to inspect today, this is called the Mokacam Alpha3. It's a device that for the first time was in my hands 2 years ago, and I'm not kidding. 2 years ago, I was sent this prototype of an action camera with technical specifications which are supposed to be better than DJI Osmo, GoPro. After that, it's the 360 have released their 1R and so on. And also, it comes with a tiltable screen, and that's pretty cool, pretty nice. The problem is that 24 months later, and I didn't make a review of that because a number of reasons, I'm going to tell about that by the end of the episode. The problem is that the final product has arrived a few weeks ago, 25 months after I purchased it on Indiegogo, with certain build quality drawbacks. You're going to see some more details about that. And first of all, we're going to make the tech inspection. And after that, I'm going to tell you how you can make some pretty good money by hiring a good marketing team, building a good website, and offering a rather mediocre product. Now, the Alpha3 is clearly taking on the premium action cams, devices like GoPro Hero, DJI Osmo, and Insta360 It costs $190, at least during the crowdfunding campaign, and I doubt Mokacam will ever offer retail service. Image quality is supposed to be a lot better than the budget-friendlier devices like Akaso Motos, and pretty much everything based on a chipset different to the leading Umbrella Stop performance. Now, the unboxing. First of all, let's take a look at the older unit that I got. I barely used it since December of 2019 and never did a review, although I've been asked to multiple times. All I wanted to have is the final version in my hands. A welcome card with a message, mixture between excuses and justifications why backers received their units 2 years later. Everything started kind of okay. I noticed that the cardboard on my box had a lot of scratches. Even though it was under the folio, there were multiple signs of something being in contact with the major part of the box. Since it's just a package, we ignore and carry on. The box inside looks fine, although the alignment is weird. Some accessories, including a second battery, and that's nice. Seems to also offer a microphone adapter and tempered glass screen protector. Having a waterproof case is a nice add-on too. As you may notice, besides the slightly different color on the front panel, the rest is almost the same. The big troubles started as soon as I've tried to unfold the flip screen, because I felt a screw falling down.
Shit.
This has been the first unexpected and rather bad surprise. Of course, I've tried to put it back, but the thread seems to be no longer able to handle the screw, so basically I started to feel like I'm screwed. Fast forward a few days later, counting on my new super cool action camera, and its flip screen pretty much fell apart when I was trying to unfold it in order to make some still shots for the review. That was my 5th attempt to do that. So, in order to preserve the touchscreen operation, after numerous attempts to somehow fix it, I managed to put it back together and fix it as a standard action camera screen. Unfortunately, the build quality is so bad that it doesn't properly fit the backside of the case and it looks a little weird and deformed. So this is the moment when I knew for sure that build quality is not only bad, there are a lot of reasons to call this action camera unreliable. Feels like nothing is properly done. Take the screen protector for instance, it's not covering the whole surface and it's quite thick, like a 2-year-old moto, you know. The buttons, they felt terrible with the pre-production unit. Look better now, but are still not offering the same kind of feedback and are not perfectly aligned. Visually, this camera seems to be a device that has been put together in a garage with lack of quality control and design aesthetics. Anyhow, putting my frustration aside and focusing on what's on the inside, because specs are meant to be very promising. Despite the fact the official campaign page is full of misleading photos and statements, let's filter the important Umbrella H22 chipset, same as the one used inside Insta360 ONE R. There's the Sony IMX577 image sensor, 166-degree field of view lens with f/2.8 aperture, 1050 mAh battery, support for up to 512 microSD cards, a Type-C port, micro HDMI out, and this very nice 2.35-inch LCD flip screen. Based on the specs, there are a lot of similarities with SJCAM SJ8 series. Pretty serious setup if you ask me. For something designed more than 2 years ago, it should in fact be better than most action cameras, even right now in 2021. So let's power the camera on and go through the setup and see how it all works. Menus here are strikingly similar to what we find with SJCAM's products. Everything felt almost the same as if I'm using SJCAM SJ8 Pro or their Pro devices ever since. The touchscreen offers a lot of menus for customization, even some features that are professional videographers oriented, like ISO control and white balance control. What is missing, however, is shutter speed control, meaning that you can never properly cover the 180-degree filming rule and get some GoPro-like quality footage. On the other hand, Mokacam claimed that the image sensor has HDR enabled. It's not a feature in the software menu, they promise it's on by default on a hardware level, part of the image sensor features, which seems to be correct if it's really enabled. But looking at the footage captured, I'm still not that convinced. Shooting at most of the image resolutions, we saw decent quality, however using 4K at 60 frames per second is not stabilized, meaning that if you're filming in dynamic environment, the footage is going to be worthless unless you use a gimbal. Just a reminder that GoPro Hero 7, 8 and 9, Osmo Action and Insta360 ONE R all provide 4K recording at 60 FPS with image stabilization. Which reminds me to show you the most shameless chart I've ever seen. Just notice what kind of tactics Mokacam use in order to favor their camera. They say that Osmo Action won't support stabilization in HDR mode. True, but they're not mentioning even a word about 4K 60 FPS, or the fact that it has shutter speed control, or the fact that it has color profiles like D-Cine-like and so on. There are so many wrong statements that it's just ridiculous to read this. The sad truth is that probably a lot of people may believe it, just because not every person happens to be up to date with the real specs and features of these devices. Twisting the facts is never a good thing in the technology world, and while some companies often do it, I hope there will be a lot more and more colleague YouTubers to correct this. Now, some more samples, because this is what matters about action cameras. Of course, if they happen to work at all and don't fall apart in your hands, image quality is actually good, a lot of white balance issues, and looks like, so far, zero firmware updates to correct that, and the support is pretty bad too. This really is the worst part, that when you encounter some issues, and I promise you that if you use the Alpha 3, especially on a regular basis, you're going to have such, the support team is rather useless. And all that they're going to do is to lie about stuff, give you some promises which entirely broken, or just try to postpone some stuff. And it's been like that because I've been asking them about the delivery status every now and then, and that's been like that for the last 24 months. Actually, there's something even worse than what I've just mentioned, and even worse than the build quality of the Alpha 1, and it's the fact that these people who are staying behind Mokacam, they continue with their attempts to milk people via crowdfunding campaigns. And it's not only Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I heard that there are some Japanese crowdfunding projects involved too. And the thing is that they use their database of emails that they have collected through the Mokacam campaign in order to spam people about different projects. And I figured out that usually those things are led by a person called Jean-Marc, and you can find other campaigns like Hyperdisk, the Surge Club, which are Wi-Fi headphones, the Surge Mini, the Halo Power Bank, and lately I have received email notification about a car air purifier or something from the mail list which I've signed to the Mokacam campaign. And that's just ridiculous, at least unacceptable. So I really hope that websites and web portals like Indiegogo and Kickstarter, they're finally going to start to pay more attention to what kind of campaigns are being run there, and probably control that in some way, because if there are delays of deliveries for more than 6 or 12 months, obviously there's something stinky. In fact, I have made a review of Hyperdisk. That's another product that the company has offered. That was almost 2 years ago. The video was online, but then I figured out that there's something really wrong and most people are getting a different product than what I got. So I've deleted the video and it's no longer available. Just be careful, before you purchase something, try to look up the company, search for any references, and try to find some really truthful materials online to prove you whether these companies are offering a legitimate product or not. I'm deeply disappointed, and probably I'm not that disappointed into this falling apart product, because product fiascos happen all the time. It's the way the whole situation has been handled and the lack of ownership of whatever it is during the whole campaign. It's very sad to see that such people with bad intentions are undermining the credibility of good places like Kickstarter and Indiegogo about good products that just need some financial boost. And I really would love to hear from you guys. What do you do in order to figure out whether a product you're about to buy is legitimate? And any other thoughts that you have to share, write in the comment section below. I very much thank to each and everybody who was involved into making this episode, because there have been a lot of people who reported issues by Mokacam and the company who stays behind it. So thanks a lot for helping me to make this big research and hopefully to save people from giving their money for product which is way off the advertised thing online. And that's been everything about this episode. If you're about to buy from somewhere the Alpha 3, no, better think twice, look for another product. I'll link some good action cameras in the description below the video, and if you want to support the channel, well, you can make a lot of good things from me. Liking the video, subscribing to the channel, probably saying a good word in the comment section below, and smiling. Smiling is also fine, because at the end, we're supposed to be happy. Thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!